Now, as you can see, the first time it came into the area was a very strong reaction. Okay. Second time it came into the area, it was a little bit weaker. Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex. And in this channel, we document the growth of a $100,000 account I made for my newborn son. We're growing the account using technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and some news. If that's something you're into, stick around. All right, welcome to the weekly update. Normally this video goes out on Friday, but because tomorrow's 4th of July, we're going to just put it out today on Thursday. And happy 4th of July to everybody. Hope you guys have a great one. But let's get right into the news of the day. I guess the House has now passed the revised version of the big, beautiful bill. And yeah, it's going to be moving on. And yeah, a lot of big moves in the market because of this bill. We're seeing, last minute additions. And so, yeah, we were talking about earlier, like in some other videos, that like the solar stocks were, really active going into this kind of a news situation. And yeah, they're proven to be a good place to be at the moment. But that's pretty much all I want to talk about on the news front. But let's get into the Market Monitor and see what's going on there. All right, so for those of you who are new to the channel, the Market Monitor is a collection of data I've taken over time. It basically tracks the positions of stocks, whether they're in uptrends, downtrends, or sideways. It also tracks whether the stocks are ending at the high of the day or the low of the day, and some other breadth metrics. So, it allows me to peer into the market to see, where we've been, where we are, and where we could be going. Yeah, and with that, let's get into the meat of it. All right, so as you can see here, we are in Market Monitor green, and we've been in a green cycle for about 9 days, and we've moved about 5.14%. Pretty monster move so far. An average green cycle lasts about 12.6 days and moves about 3.78%. And so far, we've only had 2 distribution days, and even those 2 distribution days are more stall days. So it was a light distribution. So extremely strong market. And we're, 5% in 9 days when we're supposed to, do 3.7 in 12. So it's extremely strong. The glass is now over the average. It's overflowing. So we're getting a little cautious here. I mean, we are playing some pretty insane stocks, as you guys saw in the title of the video, which we're going to get into later. But yeah, we're being cautious. We bought some puts just in case, and even with the market up and even us being long some puts, we still are kind of outperforming the market, so that's good. But yeah, let's get into some internals and see what's going on. All right, and with that, let's get into some stage analysis. So if we see here, there's about 66% of stocks that are in stage 2 uptrends. About 16% of stocks are in stage 1 sideways. 5% of stocks are in stage 3 sideways, and about 13% of stocks are in stage 4 downtrends. That's the lowest amount of stocks that have been in a downtrend in a while. So interesting to note. Okay, moving onwards. I was saying on the last video, the VIX is kind of catching a bid here. It's not really going down despite this monster rally that we've had in the market. Typically the VIX will go down, sub 15. We're still above 15, just hanging around 16 for a while. So just a little cautious because of that. Moving onwards, we have 63 stocks that have made 20% moves in 5 days. That's a little extended, but not too much. And we have 86 stocks that made higher highs today on larger dollar volume. And then the bullish combo and the bearish combo, where the stocks are ending, whether they're in highs or lows, nothing really changed there. So moving onwards, this BB45, that's the number of stocks that are above or below their 45-day Bollinger Bands. And as you can see here, there's 245 stocks that are above their 45-day Bollinger Band. So a lot of things are stretched out of the 2 standard deviation Bollinger Band. So yeah, just we're getting a little bit overbought here. And then what's interesting today is there's only 21 stocks that move 5% on $100 million or more of volume. So that's something very interesting. Some weakness actually in this strength, which is something to note. And then this STMU is at 183. We continue to go higher. I'm still waiting for the sell signal there when that thing starts to crack. And then TD sell is at 720. We're really starting to pick up here. This is a very overbought reading. But, you know, on the upside, these things can stay overbought for a while. So it's just, you know, we're getting heated here. And that's just something you got to watch out for. Now, moving onwards to, I think, one of the most striking things of today's action is the anxiety index. The anxiety index finally kind of crashed here, going back down to 20,000. And then the mid, which is the stage 2 plus stage 1, is above 80%. We're at 82. So we're very extended here. And I actually think, you know, going into next week, we're going to pull back, and we're going to pull back pretty severely. I'll go ahead and make that call. But yeah, that's basically everything I see in the market monitor so far. But so with that, let's move on to the portfolio segment. All right. So for those of you who have made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. We're starting to get a lot of people who are tuning in. And hey, if you guys can smash that like button for me, that really helps the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment, your suggestions if you guys want me to check out a stock. Really appreciate you guys before we get into the portfolio update. But yeah, so let's check it out. So far the account sits at 111,600. So we are up about 1.2% on the day. Loving that action, and we are so far, you know, outperforming the S&P 500 by about 6.5, 7%. So we are really liking the way this kind of 60-40 portfolio is doing. And we've been hedged. So to get that outperformance, even while we're hedged, we like that a lot. So yeah, let's just see what's going on and what we're doing to get that outperformance in the account here. All right, so as you can see here, a lot of the stocks on the top gainers are Bitcoin and Ethereum related. This stock here, BMNR, we took a pretty small position into this thing, you know, only risking about 0.3% of the account because, you know, it's a very high ADR, but this thing mooned and basically went up 200% in 2 days from when we got there. And, you know, that's what we call some asymmetric risk reward. You know, you can't put a lot into it, but hey, you might as well just put a little bit and see what happens. And hey, we got a nice move and we sold some today. We capitalized on that 200% move. I mean, this thing from the lows is up about 30x. So, you know, we're just playing the momentum with small size and it's paying off for us. Yeah, moving onwards, we had ARRY technology. So a solar stock is doing really well for us. And yeah, we made that call on an earlier video, but yeah, I like to see that moving up. And then there's another place similar to BMNR, but this is called BTBT. This is Bit Digital. We bought that a couple days ago. And yeah, that's up nicely at 11-12%. So we're liking that action. BitDeer is another play on Bitcoin. We have a little bigger position in this. We've been in this for a long time. So it's nice to see that moving up as well. And then finally, we have this SVOL. This is a very interesting instrument, you know, because sometimes this thing just randomly explodes. And I'll let you guys know a strategy that I'm about to kind of implement on this instrument in particular. But I think there's a lot of something that is very mispriced in this, and it tends to explode when the VIX gets to a certain level. So I'll share that with you guys on a later video. So yeah, that's the gain side. Let's go check out what the loss side is doing and see where we're taking some hits. All right, so as you can see here, Zim integrated shipping is actually starting to take a hit here. We had bought more shares of this and we sold some calls, so we're liking that. It's just going sideways. I mean, this thing pays a pretty good dividend, and yeah, it's as if it goes sideways, we're still going to make about 18% this year on this thing. So we don't mind that. This Up FinTech holding, this Tiger, you know, we had that monster day the other day, and you know, we were talking about how it's a little bit bearish, and so it's just going sideways. Moving onwards, we had a new addition. This is some Piedmont Lithium. We bought a minor small position into this thing because we thought that you know, the solar stuff is happening, clean energy is happening. Tesla had some good numbers, so we bought into this and sold some calls on this. And yeah, no follow through on that candle because it was a pretty big candle. So we're going to monitor that. And then the Chinese ETF is going down, and some auto parts stocks, I mean, have just been ripping. So it makes sense that these things are pulling back today. All right, so yeah, I mean, and for those of you who are new, I mean, this account is pretty much a bond portfolio. So we got a pretty good yield on this thing. We got like a 5% yield on this account. And yeah, so we like moving with the market, but also getting a nice yield. So with that, let's move on to the TA section of the video and go check out some of these stocks that just exploded and what I think can happen going into the future. All right, so what you're looking at here is ticker symbol BMNR. And I think I'm going to do something a little special today. I mean, normally I just go over the daily charts of these stocks and you know, show you guys like how much they've moved and whether, you know, they're getting accumulated or distributed and you know what I think going forwards on a larger time frame. But with this stock, given how volatile it is, maybe I can go into some intraday stuff and show you you know, what I was looking at and how I entered this thing and what I was thinking when I entered this stock. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like the first day when this came out, this thing was up about, what is that? 700%. So 690, 700%. Most people would be like, okay, I'm not going to touch this. It's up 600, 700%. Like I'm not going to touch it at all. So I didn't, right? I didn't really know about it. There was one that was a little bit less risky, the BTBT, that wasn't up 700% because it's a little risky day one. But the fact that it gapped up day two and started selling off, but then didn't close the gap and there was still an open gap there, that's actually very, very bullish. So we use that as an opportunity to buy at the end of the day, because typically in momentum stocks, buying at the end of the day is the best time to buy them. And I just like, you know, maybe I'll show you guys some intraday action and what I was looking at. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the intraday of BMNR, and this is kind of what I was looking at. Similar to the way I draw my weekly charts and daily charts, this is just an intraday using the same concepts. Okay, so it gaps up here, it undercuts, and it rallies, and it shows strength after it undercuts. So that's a good sign. And then it rallies more. And then, so it stops here. You see these two wicks of smart money here, and then this wick of smart money here. So that's our first level that we can say, okay, there's a level there. So we drew a little area there and moved onwards. So now it undercut this low, okay? And because every time it undercut, there was some demand there, I thought, okay, let's just get in here. So we got in at about like, what, $44, okay? You know, and just hold overnight with small size. It's all good. And then, so we gapped up today and moved yesterday. I think it was up 30%. But what I was watching yesterday was it was unable to close above this area. Okay. As you can see here, you know, it got stuck at this area the whole time, didn't move. Now, as you can see, the first time it came into the area, it was a very strong reaction. Okay. Second time it came into the area, it was a little bit weaker, made a higher low. And then the third time it came into the area, it tried to correct and it was very strong and it stayed there. So that's a sign of strength, okay, in this stock. And then they tried one more time and they got overtaken. So everybody who's short this thing is now underwater and they're rapidly trying to cover. And that's what you see here. So the moment that this area was breached, boom, you got this big move. And then once the top, this other smart money area right here got breached, with that giant candle right there that blew right through it, that's what you want to see on the upside. Yeah, this thing's just off to the races. So I think the first thing that, like, we sold a little bit right here at this volume spike right here, just because anytime you get a volume spike, the stock's already up like 70%. We're up 120. You know, might as well take some off. And then, you know, it went up into a halt into the upside, up 130%, and yeah, I think it kept going. Didn't really have that big of a pullback. It wasn't even able to come into this area right here. Went up again, and then I think we used this opportunity up here to unload a little bit more at about 145. So, you know, we sold a little bit more than half of the stack, up 220%, and we're holding on to the rest of it. It's down a little bit after hours, but that's kind of my thinking there on that stock, and that's how we traded it. And we're still bullish on the stock. Like if it comes back down, actually, I think we would actually want to increase it again, because I'm bullish on the whole stablecoin theme. And I think this stock and then BTBT, like Ethereum trusts, are essentially a stablecoin theme, because that's where a lot of these guys are going to be launching their stablecoins. So moving onwards to about BTBT.
which is why I added this one first, because it's in a nicer area. You know, it's a lot less extended. And as you can see here, the CEO bot, there's just like, it was just way easier to buy this thing. And it's already up 50%. We didn't buy too much big size because we're already pretty full up on other positions. But yeah, we had sold the $3 calls. We bought those back because it's moving too fast, and we sold the floors. So our cost basis went up a little bit, but that's fine. I mean, I think this stock is going to go straight to $5 or even 30 or something. So if this theme works out, so we're enthusiastic about that. Yeah, there's just a lot of volume coming in here, and if this thing keeps going, I think it will do really nicely. All right, so moving onwards to some solar stuff. Yeah, I didn't really get this one in the public account. I got this in my own account, but we bought it on this gap down, and yeah, man, it's already up. It's already a double from where we bought it. So we're really excited about that. I think this one is one that we got in the public account, the ARRY Technologies. We had first started buying it here, and we sold the $9 calls, and then it instantly gapped down. We bought those calls back, and then we went out into the future and sold the $8 calls. And then yeah, it's moving nicely. It's close to the 8. We might have to kind of buy those back and sell the 9s, but I don't know. I don't know if this thing is going to move that fast. I mean, it could actually. I mean, this thing could actually go maybe to 10, because as you can see up here, it's not really that extended, and it's about to break the yearly moving average. So I mean, this thing could still go a lot. So we might have to adjust our calls. Yeah, so I mean, that's basically all I really wanted to talk on this video. The fact that the Bitcoin stuff's doing really well, the solar stuff is doing really well. Last time Trump was in office, solar stocks were like the top performing stocks of his entire, presidency. Like if we go back to TAN, in 2017, it was at the lows. And, by the time Trump left office, TAN, the ETF was up 400%. And stocks like ENPH were up a lot. Stocks like SEDG were up a lot. I mean, these things had made monster 2,000% moves. So we're hopeful that, maybe it does it again. They're acting right. So we're going to be there. All right, guys. And with that, I really hope you guys had a very great 4th of July and you guys enjoy the weekend. I'll see you guys on the next video. Oh, and if you guys like the content, hey, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys. Have a great one. See you later.